Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. First of all, the countdown. There are 65 days left for Field Marshal Asim Munir's retirement and for the arrival of the new army chief in the country. Now let's move on to today's most important news. The first news is coming from Washington, D.C., where the Field Marshal is present but nowhere to be seen. The same report was given from London and England, where he was present but nowhere to be seen. Field Marshal Asim Munir was last seen in Saudi Arabia and has been missing ever since. You must be wondering where he is. Actually, he is like a shadow sticking closely to Shehbaz Sharif. He doesn't even blink an eye for a second towards Shahbaz Sharif. He is worried that maybe in the UK or the US, Shahbaz Sharif might have some secret meetings that could ruin his extension. He is keeping a complete watch. Obviously, the military secretary who is with the Prime Minister immediately informs the Field Marshal, and it is heard that the Field Marshal stays lying in the hotel and does nothing. We stay prepared so that it doesn't happen that I was far away, stuck in traffic, or a meeting was suddenly set but could not happen. So he can immediately reach Shahbaz Sharif like an SOS call if he gets any meeting somewhere. Because the Field Marshal suspects that through their foreign lobbies, Shahbaz Sharif might be able to have a meeting with former President Trump or some prominent person in America. That's why Field Marshal Asim Munir has set up firm camps around Shahbaz Sharif. On the other hand, Shahbaz Sharif spent 42 crore rupees, yes, 42 crore, and got 36 seconds of time with former President Trump. You are hearing it right? 36 seconds. Initially, he got only 10 seconds, but Shahbaz Sharif has remarkable skill. He used that skill to increase that 10 seconds by 26 seconds and made it 36 seconds. Still, if you look carefully, if he had talked for 6 more seconds, Pakistan would have gotten 1 crore per 5 seconds. For 42 crore, 42 seconds would have been fair. So it was a bit of a loss, and he got only 36 seconds for 42 crore. Anyway, if we talk about the meeting, it was a gate crash. When former President Trump was leaving after meeting the Emir of Qatar, Shahbaz Sharif was obviously standing ahead and shook his hand. The handshake was supposed to be 10 or 12 seconds, and Trump was to leave, but Shahbaz Sharif locked his hand, holding it and raising one hand to let him know, "I won't let you go." Former President Trump was also very reluctant. You know, he handled this cleverly. Shahbaz Sharif's heart was to make that 10-second handshake last 10 minutes, or at least 5 minutes, and then talk more. But Trump is a businessman, and only gave 26 seconds extra and then left. When Shahbaz Sharif would not let go, Trump pushed him away with his hands, saying, "Come on, move on." The moment they shook hands, Shahbaz Sharif put his other hand on top of Trump's hand. Shahbaz Sharif behaves like Narendra Modi does. Often Modi does this kind of thing too. Shahbaz Sharif is not alone. He rose straight from the tea-seller level. Maybe that's why he doesn't know diplomatic etiquette. Often I say this, he's just that kind of guy. Unaware of what he's doing. He thought he was a great administrator, but was just average in his clan. He doesn't understand what to do or not do, what is good or bad for Pakistan. He's like a big landlord who makes people wait unnecessarily and twists fingers metaphorically, literally holding and twisting fingers. Thankfully, Trump is tall. Otherwise, he might have poked his eye. Trump is tall compared to Shahbaz Sharif, so he escaped. The way Shahbaz Sharif twisted his fingers, he didn't even realize it was against international or internal etiquette. But this clan always insists on twisting fingers. It's their family trait. Nawaz Sharif used to do this. Shahbaz Sharif does too. But worry aside, Trump was tall enough so Shahbaz Sharif couldn't poke his eye or belly button. Otherwise, that would have started a third world war. Trump is a big, tough man, so this 10-second handshake meeting lasted 36 seconds. Shahbaz Sharif also introduced Ishaq Dar to Trump, trying to extend Dar's time too, but Dar couldn't last. In that time, Trump pushed him and said, "Move on." Anyway, this meeting was like tearing apart the image of diplomacy. No one cared about anything. It was a gate crash and no respect for Pakistan's integrity. To put it another way, despite everything, Field Marshal is truly upset with them. Actually, when they meet, they commit all crimes together, but still, Asim Munir is upset, because he knows they don't understand the risks. They go and lie down anywhere for meetings and take their time, creating problems for him. So, Asim Munir is not taking any risk and is sticking closely to Shahbaz Sharif, watching carefully whether he gets any meeting or not. Tish. Moving on to the ICC meeting, I'll quickly tell you what happened there. The Emir of Qatar said that Israel's attack on Hamas leaders in Doha is blatant terrorism. Qatar will not trade its refugees and will ensure their protection at all costs. But what's the use of saying this now? The damage is already done. There was such a big American base there. If you needed security, you would have had it by now. Anyway, this is the situation now. Chile's president said Netanyahu should not be punished by missiles, but by court sentencing. He said he doesn't want Netanyahu's body to be blown up by missiles, but wants him prosecuted in court and sentenced for what he did. Colombia's president and Chile's president, both are not Muslim countries, have openly voiced support for Palestine and Gaza. It is shameful for the Muslim world because about 70 to 80 Muslim countries are part of this whole operation, but have not raised their voices. So these two non-Muslim countries stood openly for Gaza. Indonesia's president said peace is only possible when Israel is accepted. Israel must be accepted and given security guarantees. Only then can Israel feel comfortable and peace can be established. Other Muslim countries have not said much and only talked around the edges. So these two non-Muslim countries have been very bold in their statements and taken a strong stance. The French president also gave a good statement saying that if Trump wants to get the Nobel Peace Prize, he should solve the Gaza issue. If he solves Gaza, then he might get the Global Peace Prize. This is not so remarkable, but still somewhat similar. On the other hand, Trump complained to the United Nations, saying he has fought 7 wars, but the UN did not help him. The United Nations did not stand with him. When he came to speak, the teleprompter was deliberately broken, and the lift was also sabotaged so that he and his wife had difficulty reaching the stage. But they managed somehow. Trump publicly complained like this, showing his anger against the UN. Let's see what happens in the coming days. Meanwhile, when the Israeli Prime Minister went to speak at the UN, the entire hall emptied. Yes, everyone left. Earlier people used to listen critically, but after what Netanyahu did, the whole world now doesn't want to hear him or engage with him. They consider him an extremist personality with whom communication is pointless. According to a Washington Post report after the Israeli PM's speech, 76% of Americans think Trump should not get the Nobel Prize and that he does not deserve it. But our own Chaudhry Nizamuddin, Shahbaz Sharif, and the entire regime believe Trump should fully get the Nobel Prize. That's our report. The opinion of the 76% Americans matters little. If Trump says he wants to become the head of state here, I think Chaudhry Nizamuddin will immediately grant him honorary head of state status. If he wants to officially become head of state, that's not a problem, so we are fully ready to give him the Nobel Peace Prize whether he wants it or not. Next statement is from General CC, which is also interesting. General CC said that Muslim countries love Trump very much. This is what the dictator of Egypt said. Whether all Muslims love Trump or not, but wherever there is a general or dictator, they love Trump very much. So according to General CC, this is true, our people also love Trump a lot. Let's see what happens in the coming days, because Egypt is also playing its part. Our Asim Munir is also trying to model things on the Egyptian style. On the other hand, if President Trump says that he wants to become the head of state here, then I think our Chaudhry Nizamuddin will immediately say, we will grant you the honorary status of head of state today itself. If you want to raise a plea or anything, come back whenever you want to Pakistan. I already said, come to Pakistan and raise your plea here. You have always been like our own father. If you want to officially become the head of state, then there is no issue at all. That's why we are absolutely ready to give him the Nobel Peace Prize, whether he wants it or not. The next statement is from General CC, which is also very interesting. General CC said that he told President Trump, and President Trump is telling the whole world, that General CC told him that many Muslims love him very much. This is what the dictator of Egypt is saying. Now, I don't know if all the Muslims in the world love President Trump or not, but wherever there is a general sitting, or some generals sitting as dictators, they really do love President Trump a lot. So in that sense, General CC has said it absolutely right. Our side also loves President Trump very much in the same way. So let's see in the coming days what happens, because our matters are also handled by the Egyptians. Our Asim Munir is also making a complete effort to follow the model of General CC. All right, the next news is a little bit unfortunate about Sohail Worrich. He has been declared an undesirable person. Yes, he wrote a full column, and there are such things in that column that you would fall down laughing. But the real point is what he is saying, that there was an Overseas Foundation convention in London where Sohail Worrich was invited by the Noon League and their supporters. And after being invited, when Sohail Worrich got ready to attend, You know, when someone invites Sohail Warich, he stops eating and drinking several days in advance, for reasons you know, and don't misunderstand it. It's not that he has to eat there because he is an intellectual person who eats to think, and eating puts a burden on his mind, so he stops eating so that intellectual stimulation is better and he can have better discussions. Don't always think wrong things. Anyway, he had stopped eating and drinking. Then in his article, he wrote that Wazir Azam Shehbaz Sharif was specially present there. After a lot of hesitation, I don't know the exact meaning of this word, I'm reading it for the first time. After a lot of hesitation, I was sent an invitation. But then the Shah's loyalists sent a message asking him not to attend. Sohail Warich was asked not to come. The invitation was either sent by mistake or taken back. He is banned from attending that gathering. So the doors of communication and access were closed. Sohail protests this greatly and feels entitled to apologize from all the concerned individuals. Now it's unclear whether he is asking for apologies from those who visited him or he is offering apologies himself. Because Sohail Warich is continuously asking for forgiveness. He has written 3 or 4 articles, apologized separately to the army chief, the nation, and every person now. He is ready to keep his name as Sohail with forgiveness, but he is not being forgiven. Now he says, "You invited me and then uninvited me. This is a big injustice. Apologies should be asked for this. My opinion is that if they say, yes, we absolutely apologize. Please come and ask for forgiveness. Sohail Warich will be ready, so don't do such injustice." What happened to Sohail Warich? He wrote the article on your instruction, and now that it backfired, you have completely thrown him under the bus. You have insulted him so much that he now has to come out publicly and tell how you are insulting him. So please consider this a little. That's all I can request. Sohail Warich is very late now, asking for apologies after apologies. Please have some mercy on him. Otherwise, you know he can't live without it. A fish can't live without water. Similarly, Sohail Warich can't live without all this. So even if bad luck has befallen him, this is the last phase of his life. When all his life has passed this way, the last phase doesn't mean just 2 or 4 years. It can be 10, 20, 30 or 50. May Allah give him a long life. Let him live as he is now. I think the government should call him. They are just like you, no difference. The same mistakes you made, they made too. Since you get forgiveness for looting the country, they wrote only one article which was right based on what the Field Marshal said, but then backlash happened and you dishonored them. All right. Next news is a big voice on social media. Falak Javed Khan has been arrested. The news was delayed last week because the development was ongoing when we were recording. It somehow got off our radar. Anyway, he was taken from an apartment in DHA. Then a false propaganda spread that the apartment belonged to Salman Akram Raja, which is completely false. Anyway, he was taken from there. His arrest has been recorded. There is a case against him for posting a video against Asma Bukhari. His arrest is registered on that case. If it is the same case, there's nothing to worry about because that case is bailable. Bail will be granted within 2 to 4 or 5 days. But if they have made some other cheap scheme to trap him in more cases, that's another matter. But this act is condemnable. Regarding women, I have said repeatedly that this regime is the strictest on women. They have some grudge against women for some reason. They don't want women with a voice to speak and want to suppress them. Anyway, if it is this case, then there is not much worry because bail will come soon. The lawyer whose name I am hearing is very close to ISI. Consider him part of ISI. If he is involved, they will manage somehow, but I don't understand why they arrested him so late at night. If they had to arrest him in this fear, they should have done it normally with permission. Arresting women like this late at night and leaking their pictures is shameless. That's all I can say. All right, moving on. Next news, a case has been registered against Rajab Butt on YouTube regarding gambling and betting apps. This is related to the person called Dukibai. Some boys had some gambling app or didn't have it. Investigation will tell. But they got caught by FIA because they earned money. FIA says now we want a share too. Their mistake was that they didn't give FIA a share and were taking all the money themselves. First, Dukibai was caught. Now Rajab Butt is caught. And they will catch more people because in this country, if someone is doing good, clean business, they don't let him work without taking a share. So here, some gambling issues are discussed, and now everyone will have to give a share. It's said that they were brand ambassadors for some famous gambling app. Now, if they were, why did you remember after 4 years? So I think this is a way to make money, register cases, blackmail, take shares, and then release them. Next development is about our dear Ali Mohammed Khan. He hasn't tweeted the latest tweet of Imran Khan yet. That tweet is very powerful, explaining why relations with Afghanistan are worsening. He said Asim Munir wants war with Afghanistan and has expelled Mujahideen from here by humiliating and pushing them out. Drone attacks were carried out there. The only aim is to fight war and tell the international world that he is a mujahid fighting terrorism. He said Afghanistan is a brotherly Islamic country with a long border. America fought war with them but couldn't resolve issues. How will we? We should resolve issues through dialogue. Both sides have people who can solve issues through talks. He also told Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government that it is unfortunately trapped in the establishment's plan. He gave Ali Amin Gandapur another jolt and reminded him to stop military operations inside the province and start cross-border talks to resolve matters with Afghanistan. On the other hand, it seems like a planned conspiracy. Khawaja Asif is repeatedly declaring Afghanistan an enemy country. He recently said, "Many Afghans have Pakistani passports and are members of the National Assembly and Senate." Could this happen without our military general's approval? No, it couldn't. So first you make them and then attack them when you need to fight a war. So Imran Khan's tweet today is very strong, almost a textbook chapter for Pakistan's future guidance on how to secure itself. Some shallow thinkers may think war with Afghanistan is necessary to solve issues, like Hanif Abbasi declared war 2 days ago. And now Khawaja Asif is declaring war loudly. The Field Marshal and the regime want war with Afghanistan in every way. Imran Khan clearly exposed today that it is Asim Munir's plan to have a war with Afghanistan. He has been working on it from day one to prolong his tenure because chaos will spread here, bodies will fall, peace will be disturbed. And then he will say, "I am needed, continuity is necessary." Pakistan's situation is bad. We can't bring a new army chief now. This is their conspiracy and they are working day and night. Afghanistan is obviously a neighbouring country and we cannot change that. It has a long border. Imran Khan said if we don't resolve issues through talks, a big disaster will arise for us. But as I said, the other side doesn't even want to think about solving this peacefully and humanely. Their whole effort is to increase war more and more. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.